Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and cryptocurrencies in general, let's talk about that in today's video. In this video, I'm going to explain whether cryptocurrencies in general are suitable for student investors. To start off with, I want to say that I am personally invested in cryptocurrency. I hold Bitcoin and a few other altcoins. I'm not going to talk about my portfolio in this video, but I will probably get into it in another video. In short, I don't think cryptocurrencies are ideal for student investors. And it's because the markets are so volatile. For example, in the current bear market, it's not advisable, at least in my opinion, to sell your coins at such a low price. This means that any invested assets that I have put into it is essentially frozen for the foreseeable future. The reason why this is so bad for student investors is because sometimes we just need to withdraw the money to make ends meet. And now this is not always possible when you're investing in the crypto market because everything's so volatile. And it means that if you are forced to sell in a bear market, it means that you would have lost money essentially. Furthermore, many student investors aren't prepared to lose everything, so they don't actually have that much disposable money or money to invest anyways. So seeing the markets go up and down every single day would be very stressful on a student when they should be focusing on their studies. And another reason that I don't think this is cryptocurrencies in general is ideal for many students, it's because there's quite a high kind of barrier to entry because you'd have to understand quite a lot about Bitcoin and how cryptocurrencies work and how blockchain technology works before you should actually invest. A lot of people kind of make it seem a lot more simple than it actually is, but if you want to invest for the long term and probably make some money out of it, you do actually need quite a bit of technical understanding before you know enough to be able to invest your money wisely. Now, if you don't think this is you, here's some criterias that I created that I think if you were to invest in cryptocurrencies, you should at least meet. Number one, I think you should be either tech savvy or into blockchains in general and actually have a brief understanding of it already before you commit to an investment. Or if you're a computer science student like me, then I think it could be quite useful for you to understand more about blockchains in general and perhaps put a few $100 into it. Now, the criteria that I've set gets progressively harder towards the end. So you might notice that you might be able to fulfill the first two or so, but not the last few. Right, so the next one is you must have a genuine interest in the technology behind blockchains or... Now, I think you should also have a genuine interest in how cryptocurrencies work and blockchains in general before you should invest in cryptocurrencies. Basically, your aim should be to better understand the space rather than to make quick money and just get out of the market. Thirdly, be prepared for your money to be locked up for years because the last bear market that we had took about, I think, 2 or 3 years to recover from fully. So be prepared for your investment to be an extremely long-term investment. This requires a lot of discipline, especially if you wake up every single day to see the market down by 3% for 20 days in a row. Yeah, it does not feel good when you have quite a bit of money invested. And the last point that I cannot stress enough, but is actually very difficult to fulfill, is that the money that you put into the market must be money that you are willing to just throw away, because there is no guarantee that you'll make money from this at all. And it is honestly very hard to stomach a loss, especially when you actually need the money for something else, or if it means that you can't have a certain item that you wanted for a long time. This is why I strongly suggest that this is money just that you won't need at all. Investing money that you won't need at all will also help you in terms of the discipline aspect, because it will help you control your emotions more easily, as you won't be as upset if you lost the money or if the market is down, preventing you from making a rash decision. Now, if you found this video useful so far, please drop a like and do subscribe, because I will be talking more about cryptocurrencies in the future, explaining my portfolios and how I actually trade. I don't do day trading or like short-term trading, so just to put that out there, because I personally don't like it, and I think it's 50% a scam, 50% not a scam, but we'll get into that in another video. So if you felt that you fit those criterias, I'm going to give you some kind of tips to set you off on your way. As you probably know, the cryptocurrency market is still in its infancy, kind of, with the market cap at hovering around, I think, 250 billion right now. But there's already a lot of scams out there. So it is really important for you to find a trustworthy exchange to actually either trade in or buy your Bitcoin initially from. So the number one tip is to buy from a trustworthy exchange and only trade on trustworthy exchanges. And if you're going to hold a coin for the long term, I recommend having it on an offline wallet such as Exodus. That is the paper wallet that I use to store the majority of my assets in, and I recommend you do the same, because putting on an exchange can often have certain security risks. For example, if the exchange is hacked or just shuts down, you'll lose all your access to all your money completely like that. Personally, there's two exchanges out there that I recommend, and the first exchange is Coinbase. Coinbase is a great place for you to actually buy your Bitcoin initially to trade with, or your Ethereum, Litecoin, and I believe they offer Bitcoin Cash now, but I'll leave a link for that in the description below. Personally, the trading platform that I use is Binance, but there's also other ones like Bittrex or Bitfinex, I think, that I know others use. Personally, I choose Binance because of its better security. They have been hacked many times before, and never once has a client lost their assets, and also they have now started an actual fund set aside, like I think it's like 5% or 10% of their profits that are set aside to compensate anyone in future losses. I will also leave an affiliate link for that down below. Another tip that I want to give to you guys is that be careful who you listen to in terms of either technical knowledge or especially advice on trading and what coins to actually buy. This is because many ICOs and exchanges actually would go out their way to pay the YouTuber to talk about their coin and shill them out to you without them mentioning that it's actually a sponsored video. And the last tip is hodl over trading. This is because trading, I know you see like those Instagram traders and that, but like, trust me, trading is extremely difficult and it's definitely not for everyone. And there's an extremely high level of risk to it that personally, I just avoid trading in general. When I recommended the trading platform, I meant just like, it's there for you to buy your altcoins that you like and then hold them in your offline wallet. That's how I did it, and that's how I recommend you guys do it too. Just make sure that you don't do too many short-term trades and that you are actually investing for the long term. I'll definitely make more videos about cryptocurrencies in general and go in more depth on how to invest and what ICOs you should pick, or how to actually look at the team behind it and how to look at the white paper. So if you want to see that, drop a like on this video, stay subscribed, and I will see you next week. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions about anything I just mentioned in the video, please do leave it as a comment. I will definitely respond to you, as I don't get many comments yet, so your boy needs comments. Go comment.